Everyone, welcome back to Nutrition Made Simple, the series that we created that takes a look at ideas surrounding natural health topics, and then we break them down into easy to understand and actionable steps. My name is Brian Strickland. I'm joined again today by Ed Jones. He is the owner and founder of Nutrition World. And we're departing from what we normally talk about today just slightly because we wanted to hit on something that we think is really important, and that's blood testing. Blood testing is a fantastic way to get some insight into your health that you may not otherwise get. And so that's what we wanted to chat about today. And the fact that we have blood testing in the store this Friday coming up, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. So Ed, what is it about blood testing that you think is just so important? What are some of the tests that people should be looking for? Give us some info.
It's a great question, and I think it's also a very important topic today because one is that when you go get a physical and the medical professional in the traditional model is doing quite well as far as perhaps diagnosing and determining is something wrong with you. But what I call a bigger choice is a more expansive panel that looks at many of the things that's creating faster aging and inflammation and nutrient levels, and that will never be paid for by insurance. So the insurance part of it is what kind of prevents you from getting the kind of expansive blood work that I have seen save the quality of life of 1,000 people at least. And that comes down to, spending more money. But Be Well Forever Lab, that is on the premise of Nutrition World, does blood testing every Tuesday and the last Friday of the month. So it'll be this Friday. And what happens with that is there are so many tests that we now know based on research and people that I respect greatly, which are generally integrative physicians or functional medicine experts, that we can look at that can say, this is what is going on in the body, and we can test instead of guess. So if someone has thick blood or they have low nutrient levels, which is like magnesium is vitally important to heart function. In fact, magnesium does 300 things. Well, when's the last time anyone checked your magnesium levels? Never. Looking at things that are related to heart disease, lipoprotein A and fibrinogen, I truly believe we've had many people who I think have saved their life by getting these blood tests and then getting the right interpretation. We have 17 practitioners on premise here, one of which is Dr. Brian Johnson. He's got 26 years of regular physician care of patients. We have people who you can consult with that then explains it. The last thing I want to say about blood testing is, again, I want to repeat, it's life-saving to your quality of life. Secondly, is that it's worth every single penny you will spend, and that you find someone who can interpret it, because living in the normal ranges is disastrous. Those ranges were established so long ago, and really and truly, it applies to about 96% of the population falls in average ranges reference. You can all look around. We don't want to be in that 96th percentile. We want to be in about the 20%. And very few people even know what optimal numbers are. So what your goal is, find out where you are on a lot of different parts of this blood testing, and then determine where should you be, and then you find the team members and the people you trust to get you to that point. So optimal levels, not reference ranges.
Well, let's talk specifics for just a second. If I were going to get a physical, can you tell us just a handful of the tests that I may expect? And then what would you suggest in addition to those? If somebody was just wanting a very basic look at their health, what would they not get at a conventional physical?
Well, what you will get is called a CBC and a CMP, complete blood count and complete metabolic panel. Those are the things that check your organs, your kidneys, your liver, your red blood cells, your white blood cells, and a few other things that can determine, do you have infections? Do you have something really wrong? Is there something that we really need to address at this point? Very important. That is worth $40.
Okay.
In order to bring in the bigger picture, it's kind of like if you're going to drive from here to California and I write on this card here, I want you to go down Interstate 75 and then go this interstate and go this interstate, and here's California. Well, that's one way you can do it. But isn't it better if we can Google it or Siri it on your phone, where you see every rest stop and you see every detour and every danger? That's what happens when you spend the bigger money, which is the big panel is $375 if you want everything minus hormones checked on a panel. But you don't have to do all that. But again, the CBC CMP is what you're getting at your physical. At least add on vitamin D. At least add on fibrinogen, which shows thick blood or not thick blood. There's been several people whose lives have been saved from that one test, and it's like $20.
Yeah.
So when you come to the lab, Marlene is an expert. She's the owner of the lab. I did a podcast called, on my podcast, The Holistic Navigator with Dr. James Laval. And if you Google The Holistic Navigator with the word blood chemistry, it will pop right up on your phone. He explains exactly what you will get and why it's important and how to interpret these numbers, where you could probably even do it yourself by listening to him.
Yeah.
But again, I recommend you to find a team member or someone who's into integrative medicine.
Awesome. Yeah. So with that being said, we do have discounted blood work at the store this Friday. It's really cool because you can come in and you can essentially choose exactly what you want or what you don't want. So if there's something specific that you're curious about, chances are that they have a blood test for that. And people get results back within a few days, I think, right?
Within 3 to 5 days. Do recommend fasting.
Okay.
And if it is your birthday month, the lab will give you 10% off the total package of any blood work that you get. So,
Sweet.
Hey, guess what? My birthday's this Saturday. So if I get blood testing, I can get 10% off anything I want. So this Friday from 8 to 11 at Nutrition World, upstairs in the main store. And again, do come fasting. Just drink some water before you come. Excellent at drawing blood. The girls are phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, there you go, folks. Hope this was helpful, and we hope to see you this Friday for some discounted blood work. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help in any way that we can. And like and subscribe for more content just like this. We'll see you next time on Nutrition Made Simple. Take care.
Thank you.